what's up? It's Danielle. So for today's video, I have an updated look at both of my planners for you guys. Now, I have, in case you're new to my channel, a pocket size Saffiano and the A5 in aquamarine. So I'm actually going to go through the A5 first. So really nothing has changed with this except a couple of small details. So right up here I have another set of sticky notes from the Target dollar spot. I know you can't see it that well, but it says hustle for it at the top. And then I also wanted to include some of these really cute little page flags also from the Target dollar spot. And then this is still the same. I actually went ahead and used one of the old, what was it? It was kind of an old fly leaf from my day timer that I still had on hand, and I had to cut off the holes that were already there so that I could, you know, punch it for my Filofax. But the stickers are still the same. I still like to take this out, and it comes out easily, goes in easily for what I need to plan. So that works out. As far as my YouTube section, this hasn't changed at all, aside from the fact that I have added a couple of ideas in here for future giveaways. Also, I updated the list that I have for the current giveaway, so I'm not going to go over that with you guys, but that's honestly all that's new in here. Alright, in the notes, brain dump, projects, and project breakdown section, there's basically just a couple of notes that are new. I don't remember if this was here last month, but I just have a, you know, reminder that this is how much it would cost to have my brake pads replaced. And then one of my friends from college is actually getting married, and I don't know why she didn't have send out the, you know, she didn't have save the dates. So maybe she's sending them later, I don't know, but she kind of just posted on Facebook what the information was, like the time and date and the place. So I just decided to leave it here on this post-it as kind of a reminder, because obviously I want to be going to that. Doesn't happen till next summer, but you know. I still have the ram dump, and I'm actually trying to make it so that at least once a week I'm going through everything that is in the ram dump, just to kind of ensure that, you know, I'm really putting everything on my brain dump. Alright, basically all I've done with my brain dumps is just updated them. I've added to them just a little bit, so there's that. And then for the next section, which is finances, it's actually being covered up right now, but I wrote down all of my student loan information and, you know, how much I owe in total. So that is actually what is on this page. And then my financial calendar is actually still the same. So you guys have seen this before, so I'm not going to go over it again. Alright, and then for the, what is it? For the spending tracker, expense tracker, whatever you want to call it, I'm actually just going to take this out so I can show you guys a little bit better how it's kind of evolved. And I apologize that this page is kind of curling up, but the little snap for my planner is kind of getting in the way. But the categories are all still the same. I just decided it would be easier to do this on Excel and kind of have a spreadsheet than to, you know, just have it on a regular piece of paper. So like I said, my categories are still the same. There is, honestly, I labeled all these, but I tend to forget what they are. So I'm just going to pull this out. That's actually why I have this. It's just a point of reference. So the first one is GCM, which is for gas and car maintenance. So that falls under, you know, anything related to my car that actually has to be done and that is not extraneous. H is for hobby stuff. That would be anything that I'm really passionate about, like, you know, YouTube or planner stuff, you know, that kind of thing, jewelry making, what have you. And then F with the NG in parentheses is for food, but they're non-grocery items. And then, so basically it's like snacks and, you know, going out to eat, that kind of thing. GH is for groceries and household items. So that's pretty self-explanatory, I think. And then PC is for personal care. I'm very, very into skincare. So generally that is what falls under personal care. For G, that's just gifts. And then M is medical. So that would be like if I go to the doctor or if I, you know, go to the dentist and I have to, you know, pay for a procedure or something, or if I go and pick up my medications. And then the last one is just payments, and that actually involves my credit card and my student loans. So that's honestly the biggest change that has happened with that section. All right. I still have the money saving challenge in here, although I haven't been doing it, so that's really, really bad. But, you know, I'm thinking I'm going to wait a little while till I get back on the horse. And then right here on the back of my expense tracker, I just have some notes. So, you know, if there's any payments that I've made, I can just write in what it was, you know, things like that. All right. For the yearly section, this is literally still the same. I did write in some different things, like I have a doctor appointment on, you know, in September, and then there's something regarding the giveaway under the blue one, so I'm not gonna share that with you guys just yet, but I also have yet to cross out June in washi. So since it's not technically the end of June when I'm filming this, I will not be doing that yet. Annual to-do list is still the same. It's just divided up into months. And then, excuse me, this is actually new. And if you saw my Plan With Me monthly video, where it's the one for July, you would have seen this. So basically what I decided was that all of the to-do lists that I have are extremely long because I had a yearly one, a quarterly one, monthly, weekly, and daily. So what I decided to do was kind of condense that, and I just made what I call the AN to-do list. So basically it means as needed. So these are not things that I need to be doing every day or every week, but there's, you know, things that need to get done eventually, and they kind of depend on other things, like, you know, me organizing the kitchen kind of depends on how unorganized it is, if that makes any sense. Also, the reason why I put oven, you know, the oven, and yeah, the reason why I put deep clean the oven, excuse me, and the microwave on here was actually because I'm not even home most of the time. I'm usually always at work. So those really don't get used a whole lot anymore. So, you know, kind of just decided that it was a better idea to have it on this list. All right, and then that's everything for the yearly section. For the monthly section, I kind of went a new route and, excuse me, I went into this in detail for my Plan With Me month of July video that is already up. And if you haven't seen that, go and check it out, because I'm actually not going to explain what all of this is. So if you're interested in seeing this and learning about it, go check out that video. All right, for the daily, weekly, it kind of fluctuates between what I want, but that's essentially what this section is. I still have my calendar right here that is for the current month. Excuse me. And then these are just kind of reminders. This one is a reminder that Animal Kingdom is on Tuesday nights. And then these are upcoming shows that I want to watch. I also have a reminder for when my next checkup is. And then I still have my little key, my planner key, which actually doesn't even really belong in this section anymore, but I kind of just left it in there. And then there's my bookmark, and this is the current day. So as you can see, today's video was actually the Plan With Me July, and I haven't really been filling these out just because I haven't necessarily had time every night. So they are a little bit more bare, but basically what I've been doing is, once Monday and Tuesday are done, which they're on the same page, I'll flip it behind all the other ones so that the most current one is in the front and I don't have to keep flipping through to find what day it is. All right, I think I did, yeah, right? I can't really remember if I updated this or not, but here is my weekly to-do list. And then this is still the same. It's just an episode tracker. And then I also have one for Game of Thrones, which I'm going to be starting very soon. And then in this last section, I still have my weight tracker, which I'm not going to share. And then I have a list of foods that I want to try and make at some point. I also still have the top loading envelope, which I haven't really found a use for yet, so it's just kind of hanging out in here. And then I decided I needed to redo my page lifter because the last one I had was actually not as wide as I needed it to be. So what I love about this one is that it's just regular cardstock that I cut down, but you can see it's all the way over here. It goes past all of my dividers and inserts. So if I absolutely need to, I can just literally pick this up and flip all the way to the back. Honestly, I don't really have to do that though, because I don't leave anything back here, but just in case I ever want to, it's there. And then I still keep my zebra mild liner in the pen loop. Okay, so moving on to the pocket sized, which I have kind of been tweaking a little bit since I last showed it to you guys. So first of all, I decided to have some Post-its in here. These are just the green, super sticky, full adhesive ones. And I find that they definitely come in handy. Not only that, but they're small enough to the point where I can put it on my pages, excuse me, and it won't take up the entire thing. So I did go ahead and make a dashboard for this planner. This is just from some scrapbook paper that I had on hand that I bought a couple months ago at Joann's. And then you guys already know that I made all of my dividers. And again, I just used this with some scrapbook paper that I had on hand. This actually was the same scrapbook pad as the ones that I made my A5 dividers from. So I did include a quarterly section. I was originally going to make this a yearly section, but I found that it made my planner too bulky. And seeing as this is actually meant to be a planner on the go, I kind of was, freaking myself out by doing that. So I literally just have this split up into quarters. And since we're in the, second quarter, third quarter, whatever, of the year, I'm not paying attention. Excuse me. Excuse me. So all I did was I printed these on cardstock and I made it so that they're, landscape instead of portrait. And I did that because I actually couldn't get it to go portrait. So I figured this would be easier anyways because I can just kind of flip through it like this. And then any notes that I need to make I can put at the bottom or on the back of the page. So I thought it worked out perfectly. But there you have it. All right, for the next section, it's actually the monthly section. And again, I just have a reminder for when my next checkup is. And if you're wondering why it says next appointment with the bruja, bruja actually means hag in Spanish. And I really don't like my doctor because she's kind of mean. So yeah, I'm calling her a bruja. It's kind of petty, but whatever, it suits her. And then I have my at a glance calendar in here as well. Again, for the upcoming month, not for the current one. And basically the setup for my monthly spread in here is this exact same as it is in my A5. So again, if you want to learn more about this or if you're interested, go and hunt down my July Plan With Me video and I go into more detail there. All right, the next section is actually the weekly section. So I have my little baby Filofax ruler in here. I just thought this was the cutest thing ever because it's so tiny. And then this is what my week actually looks like for right now. Now, keep in mind that in this planner, since it is one that I take with me, I only like to include things in my weekly section that require me to go outside of the house. So that's why I have, work and, need to pick up prescriptions. I had a date today and then, work basically is all I do. I also decided to include that, I have a payday. And I didn't even bother to put the dates on here because I have a monthly section and I also kind of got lazy when I was making this insert. It was very frustrating because it took a lot of tries to get it to this size. So, but very minimal with the decorations. I actually have started including my pocket-sized inserts on my regular Plan With Me videos on Sundays. So if you haven't seen that yet, it is already up. And then this section right here is actually the same as the one in my A5. Notes, brain dump, project breakdown, and projects. So this is my annual to-do list. I kind of just copied it straight from there. Again, same thing with the AN to-do list. And then this is just kind of like a note to myself that this is something I want to check out. And then in here, this is strictly for studying and school stuff. So if you guys didn't already know, I'm actually planning on going to law school. So these actually have nothing to do with law school or the LSAT. They have, they're something else entirely, which I'm probably going to tell you guys at a later date, but basically that is what this entire section is going to be devoted to. So if I have, anything that needs to get done that is related to school, it will be in here. All right, this last section, I don't really know what I want it to be. I don't necessarily want to label it shopping, but that's essentially what it is. So I just like to have a running list of things that I need to pick up. And this includes groceries. So I do not have the finalized grocery list just yet because I need to sit down with my mom and we need to kind of figure out, you know, what we need for the week. But for right now, these are basically all the things that I need. And all the ones that are highlighted are ones that I already have purchased. So obviously I still have to get my LSAT books and I need to get hydrogen peroxide because that's actually what I use to clean my cat's water bowl. And behind that is just a bunch of blank paper, just regular printer paper that I cut down to size and punched. And in the very back, there is just a top loading envelope. And that is literally it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know, hopefully it gave you some ideas as to things you can have in your planner. You know, I'm always kind of tweaking these things, so don't think that what I have in here for this month is what will be in here next month, because you guys know I tend to switch things up quite a bit. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I will talk to y'all in my next video. Bye guys.
We are